early on building up the shop. The first couple years, we were just hustling and working for many different customers. And there was a time where I was like, I need to bring in another top level person. And this person needs to be able to program, set up, run, have the gift of gab, and actually be somebody I can count on when I'm gone, when I'm hustling work, when I'm at a customer's. I need somebody that can actually run that shop. So I found this person. I don't want to go into names, but I found this person and he was good. And I started dedicating myself to actually teaching him. And as I was teaching him, I would take him over to coffee and we would go have lunch. We'd have dinner. We'd bring him over to the house even. And I'd pour into that, just giving him that leadership, just talking to him about vision and talking to him about programming and talking to him about all the things you have to do to be a great leader and to have a great company and to go after greatness. As the months went by, he got better and he got better. And I took it upon myself to just mentor him. And I started taking him to my customers and I started showing him how I quoted different jobs. And every time he would look at me and he'd be like, everything you're teaching me, like, I'm so appreciative, Titan. This is the greatest opportunity and I'm going to work here forever. This is amazing. And we were like super tight. And he would run parts and he would do a good job. He'd help me run production and we would hustle and we'd get parts out. Things were going well. And then one day my office manager came to me and said, I see this person's name in the newspaper and they applied for a fictitious business name. And I thought to myself, what? Like, what's going on? And all of a sudden I realized, wait, he's actually going after his own machine shop. So while he's in here talking to me and he's saying he's going to be here forever and that this is such a crazy opportunity and he's feeding me all these lines, around the backside, he is actually renting a space and getting machines and he is actually doing all these things to build his own machine shop. Well, he came in the next day and I asked him, I said, hey, we read in the newspaper that you actually applied for a fictitious business name. Are you opening a shop? Stunned, he looked at the ground for a while and he looked up at me and he said, I am going to open a shop. But what you've taught me is so valuable and what you've poured into me is so amazing. I would never go after your customers. I would never do anything to hurt your company. Titan, you've been amazing. And he said, I'm not quite ready yet, but I would love to work here for another month just so I can get a good foundation under my feet. And at that time I was looking and I was like, he went around the side and actually didn't talk to me. And now as he's learning and I'm opening up my customers and I'm showing them how I quote and I'm showing the prices and I'm showing all these different things, he's just talking about how amazing this company is going to be, our company together, and how it's going to be great. So looking at all of that and knowing that he all the time was actually building his own shop, I was like, hey, I think we're good. You go ahead and do you. I'll do me. And I'll probably give you some work in the future, all right? And he went along his way and I went along my way. And a few months later, somebody comes into my shop. One of the tool reps comes into my shop and it says, oh, I went to his shop. You know he has a shop. I said, oh, I know he has a shop. Absolutely. Well, do you know that he's actually running your parts? And I was like, what are you talking about, my parts? And he's like, I saw all the parts that you run. He's actually running a whole bunch of those parts. And at that time, I was making all of these parts. My number one customer was for desalinization pumps. We had 40 different part numbers. Some were plastic, some were composite, and we made all of these different parts. That is crazy. I'm still making these parts, but now that I think about it, I'm getting busy with shilling. I'm getting busy with these other things. So now it kind of makes sense because I should have gotten orders by now. So I called my customer and I said, did you give work to this person? And they pause awkwardly and they say, you know what, Titan? It's just business. We did. He came with a spreadsheet. He lowered all costs by 20%, which is funny, right? You guys know my story. I'm always coming in and competing. I'm always lowering that price and solving that problem. He did it on me. But you know what? I'm not crying. I am not crying. This is competition, and this industry is probably the most competitive industry in the world. Your intellect, your experience, your ability to outproduce, outmachine is what's going to get you through. Your ability to sink your roots into that customer. And I had thought I had sunk my roots into the customer. After all, I had solved so many of their problems. But in this case, on this day, I knew that I had lost that one. And I was like, okay. And they said, well, we'll still give you some parts. And I said, no, we're good. And I just went on the shilling way. In hindsight, I probably should have kept some of the parts, but I was hurt. I was hurt by the gentleman. I was hurt by the customer. I just felt cheated, and I just felt, I just didn't want any part of it. After a while, probably 15 months, I get a call. And the customer wants to come see me. And the buyer comes and sees me with a new owner and tells me that their quality went down, that they're in big trouble, that the other person didn't deliver what they said they could, and they're having trouble getting good quality parts or even parts at all. And they asked for me to take over manufacturing. And at that time, I was going. Schilling Robotics had given me so much work, and it was too much work, and we were building a new shop and everything was going good, and I was ramping up and hiring people. And at that time I just said, you know what, I can't take on this work. I'm too busy right now. I just can't take on this work. And to be truthful, inside I was still hurt. If it's just business and we can't have that relationship, like, I'm not sure if I want to actually run your parts. I got somebody over here that actually loves what we do. They're actually taking good care of us. I'm good on this one. I'm going to keep rolling over here. I'm going to get on this level. I'm going to diversify. It's going to be good. And who knew that the 08-09 crash was coming? But it's all good. It all happened. Coming into 2010, I looked at it and I said, you know what? We're into aerospace. Now we're rebuilding our shop. Now we're doing all these different things. So I contacted the customer and I set up a new agreement, and we created blanket orders, guarantee blanket orders long term for a massive amount of parts. And I just deliver every 6 weeks. Boom, boom, like clockwork. Just deliver parts. And for 10 years, I would deliver perfect parts to this customer. At the beginning, when they allowed the work to leave the shop, I was hurt because months before that, or before I started my own shop, when we all came together, they couldn't get good quality. They were suffering. They were paying too much money. I had solved those problems. And even though I had solved those problems and gave them crazy quality, they still said it's just business and went with the other person. And they knew that the other person had gone into my books and had taken information that wasn't theirs to use to actually get that work. And yet they took it anyway. They actually allowed him to make all those parts and stuff. Over 10 years now, I made all the different parts, everything, until I came to the day where I had to tell them that I'm actually going to walk away from that contract. I'm going to dedicate myself to manufacturing, to the industry, to developing the young people and helping companies compete. I'm going to step 100% into education. We're going to move to Texas. We're going to do great and amazing things. And that's what we're doing right now. But that is a crazy story, right? That's a crazy story. This industry has amazing people. Greatest men and women on earth are in this industry. But every once in a while, you will pass by somebody that is 100% out for themselves, and they're not about serving other people. They're about themselves, and they will do absolutely what it takes to get ahead. And you got to keep your eyes open. You got to be aware that not everybody thinks like you, but you can't let that affect you. You can't become a different person because of the experience. You just have to learn from it, and you got to still rise to greatness, still serve the industry, serve your customers, serve your employees. You got to go forward and do great things. And by having these experiences, it creates a foundation that allows you to be unshakable.